Great to have you along. This is the main news. My name is Batla Nepure. We have Piswe Romunyuka also joining us and interpreting the bulletin in sign language.
My name is Joyce Mabika. Later on, Arthur Evans will be joining us from our Montrose studios in Bulawayo. For now, a quick look at our leading stories tonight.
For top stories on this bulletin tonight, SADC Executive Secretary Mr. Elias Magosi says the situation in Eastern DRC is volatile.
A 34-year-old woman arrested after allegedly killing her 2 children and husband.
When we look at business, Zimbabwe aiming to generate at least 20 million United States dollars worth of business at Fruit Logistica that is taking place in Germany.
And in sport, a big blow for Zimbabwe tennis as top seed Benjamin Locke pulls out of Davis Cup tie against Morocco.
Well, we start with our top story tonight. SADC Executive Secretary Mr. Elias Magosi has paid a courtesy call on SADC Chairperson President Emmerson Mnangagwa at State House in Harare today. This visit comes ahead of the extraordinary summit of heads of state and government set for Mount Hampton tomorrow. Our chief correspondent Ruben Barwe has more.
The attack of the Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo by the M23 rebels, leading to deaths of numerous SADC troops and the United Nations troops, has led to the elevation of the conflict to the regional, if not the continental level. 2 days ago, the Eastern African Community met to discuss this development. And tomorrow, Zimbabwe will host an extraordinary summit of the Southern Africa Development Community. The SADC Executive Secretary, Mr. Elias Magosi, met the President, Comrade Emmerson Mnangagwa, at State House in preparation for the summit. He spoke to journalists soon after.
We're paying a courtesy call on His Excellency as the chairperson of SADC. He'll be chairing the extraordinary SADC meeting tomorrow to discuss matters of Eastern DRC, which is a worrying situation. So I was just briefing him on the preparations for the meeting tomorrow. Remember, our organ troika is a peace and security arm of the SADC process or the SADC structure. So the peace and security structure called the organ, which is currently chaired by President Hassan, will be delivering its report to the main summit of all the 16 heads of state. It is concerning. At this point, I can say it's concerning because we have lost lives, certainly, and we feel that our troops should be protected. And their excellencies are still going to discuss the details, at the end of which then they will advise.
The situation in the Congo has deteriorated, and there is a suggestion that the 2 regional bodies, that the East African Community and the Southern African Community leaders, should meet to try to thrash this deteriorating situation. Ruben Barwe, ZBC News, State House, Harare.
Meanwhile, the stage is set for the SADC Extraordinary Summit of Heads of State and Government. As regional leaders converge in Zimbabwe for the summit, political experts say it is an opportunity to come up with a lasting solution to the conflict in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo.
The DRC has been under the microscope due to the volatile situation in Goma, where vast mineral deposits have formed the basis of the conflict as various interest groups seek to plunder the natural resources. SADC leaders under the chairmanship of President Emmerson Mnangagwa are convening in Zimbabwe this Friday for the second extraordinary summit to find lasting solutions to the challenges facing DRC. Reports from Eastern DRC indicate that the situation is getting out of hand as M23 rebels continue to attack peacekeepers and civilians, impacting negatively on the trade within the region.
What I think is more critical in order to address the issue in DRC is to firstly look at the root cause of the conflict, and therefore we try to address each and every cause of this particular conflict. I would give you, for example, 3 areas that might be critical to look at. The first one is the historical and ethnical aspect or dimension. You also go to look at the issue of resources, access to resources. The third one, which I think is very, very critical, is the international dimension of the conflict.
Leaders of the East African Community, EAC, also converged this Wednesday to deliberate on the challenges in the DRC. Hence, the SADC summit, scheduled for this Friday, is expected to speak to the collaborative effort required to end the crisis.
This to be a success, there is need for regional collaboration and a concerted unity in the region to deal with the DRC issue. There is also need for effective resource deployment. There is need for deployment of resources towards the DRC crisis, and also concerted effort to support the government in DRC to restore stability.
A decisive solution to the DRC conflict is imperative for the region and the continent.
Tomorrow, as the leaders are going to be deliberating and looking at these issues, they also have to be very decisive in whatever resolution that they are going to make. A decisive resolution has to be made, a resolution that is going to be supported by all the 16 countries. We need to see a decision that is going to come, which is quite decisive, and every one of the 16 countries must be able to stand up and speak in support of the resolution that would have been made. And everyone should stand ready to support whatever resolution that will have been made.
According to an East African Community Summit communique, engagements between SADC and the EAC are considered critical to tackle the DRC conflict for the good of the continent, while at the same time enhancing intra-Africa trade. SADC heads of state and government are expected to start arriving Friday morning, with the summit scheduled to kick off in the afternoon. Bruce Chawanda, SABC News, Harare.
Well, a very important meeting and, of course, live coverage here on the station. Exports are sustaining Zimbabwe's foreign currency inflows after a 2.9% increase in value to over 7.4 billion United States dollars last year.
A trader report released this Thursday indicates that exports led foreign currency inflows between January and December last year. They were followed by diaspora remittances and foreign direct investments, among other sources. It also reveals that despite increased exports, the huge appetite by Zimbabweans to spend on imported goods is worrying in terms of retaining external funds in the economy. Exports for the period under review were dominated by the mining sector, with horticulture making major strides in global markets. Productivity and infrastructure investments resulted in machinery, raw materials, fuel, electricity, vehicles, and spare parts, accounting for the bulk of the imports. The United Arab Emirates has become Zimbabwe's largest export destination, accounting for the bulk of the foreign currency receipts. Economic experts say the growth in the export trajectory should be sustained by reducing the import bill.
Traditionally, exports have significantly made a contribution towards economic growth. The recent World Bank projected economic growth for Zimbabwe is looked at about 6.2. And we've got to understand that traditionally, gold and tobacco have contributed plus 50% towards economic growth. Now we've got to understand as well that the exports are going to make sure that the Zimbabwean economy is going to grow, but not only that, it's going to benefit the economy as well as the individual corporate citizen.
Whilst we appreciate that we are importing, but I think the good thing on the capital equipment, that is commendable because it helps us to produce and manufacture, but we should reduce importation of things like foodstuffs and things that we produce here so that we boost our own local production, hence we save in terms of foreign currency.
Under the current policy, exporters retain 75% of their earnings in foreign currency, except small-scale gold miners. The remaining 25% is surrendered to the central bank for payment in local currency at the prevailing official rate. Zimbabwe is targeting a 10% annual growth in exports in line with National Development Strategy 1 aspirations. Stanley James, ZBC News, Harare.
As Zimbabwean industry continues to grow, production capacity of the Amarula Mapfura processing plant in Mwenezi has surged to a remarkable 120,000 litres from 20,000 per cycle, reflecting the growing demand for the product.
The Amarula fruit is nature's gift to communities around Rutenga in Mwenezi district, who have borne the brunt of living in a dry area because of erratic rainfall patterns. Due to the abundance of Amarula fruit trees in the area, the National Biotechnology Authority established a processing plant in Rutenga in 2022 to make the most out of the abundant fruits through value addition. When this news crew visited the plant this Thursday, maintenance works in preparation for the Mapfura peak season, which commences next month, were in progress. Acting plant manager engineer Noel Marimo revealed that production capacity of the plant has been expanded to 120,000 per cycle due to the growing demand of Amarula wine, which can now be purchased in most local shops across the country.
Currently, we are about to start our season. This is the peak period, especially the starting of February. So if you see inside, we have our guys from Mashingo Poly who are helping us with the servicing of machinery and the installation of new equipment for this upcoming season, in trying to harness our education 5.0 and heritage-based education. So they are the ones who are helping us with their students coming up with the various technologies to improve our systems. So if you check inside, we have actually improved our capacity and the equipment that we normally used. From previous years, we used to do our production in the plastic equipment, although it was food grade, but we have upgraded to the industrial standards of stainless steel.
Ms. Betera Impofo, a smallholder farmer in Rutenga, and many other farmers have found a new source of livelihood, supplying the fruit to the Amarula processing plant.
The
Amarula Mapfura processing plant has been lauded as a stepping stone for communities to accrue tangible benefits from locally available resources in line with the Second Republic's devolution and rural industrialization agenda. Gay Matambo, ZBC News, Mwenezi.
Now, thousands of people from Harare province thronged Chitungwiza Aquatic Complex to witness the launch of Africana Family Humanism Program by the First Lady, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa.
Driven by her desire to build morally upright families and curb a disturbing surge in divorce cases in the country, First Lady Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa took her Africana Family Humanism Program to Harare Province. The program held at the Chitungwiza Aquatic Complex was well subscribed with thousands in attendance. The program is aimed at promoting the African family unit, and it looks at the personality of families and how they live as Africans. Harare becomes the 9th to benefit after successful launches in other 8 provinces, and according to programs held in different provinces so far, women have now resorted to revenge cheating, openly saying that Sharia vuta rekeni, meaning the tables have now turned. The program came about after Amem Mnangagwa received several reports on infidelity among married couples on the national GBV toll-free number 575. Also, in Mnangagwa tightly sessions with children brought to the fore a lot of issues where children bemoaned their parents' waywardness, which is negatively impacting on their lives. Amai Mnangagwa started by addressing women in a separate session.
Nyika yedu yese maprovince madzimai achema kuti amai atichada zvevarume ava, asi tichavaramba asi tichigara navo, chakafukidza dzimba matenga. Ndakati language handisi kuinzwisisa matiko, zvanzi varume hatichavada asi tinavo hatisi kuzobuda gedhi but tichavaramba tiri mumba. Zvanzi aiwa makatidzidzisa kubva kare, chechi dzikauya madzimai mazhinji vemachechi vari muno ndikukuona tese tienda kumachechi. Zvikanzi mudzimai unotsanyira imba yako, unonamatira imba yako, unonamatira mhuri yako, wozvinamatira iwe kuti uwane simba rekuchengeta vanhu ivava. Kati saka wabva ipapo nokuti kudii, zvanzi tafunga kuti timbochinjana. Baba vambokwidza makomo nokudzika vachitsanya kuti imba dzimire isati chada.
The event was also attended by pastors and reverends from various churches, including Zayoja and Methodist. Reverend Nelly Gwatizo, who also attended the program, highlighted some of the factors causing a rift between married couples, which include poor hygiene, poor communication, disrespect, and the issue of conjugal rights. Overseer Abigail Masunda hammered on the need for women to be enterprising and assist their husbands financially, while Reverend Mary Chiwara said good communication is the bedrock of a healthy marriage. They paid tribute to the First Lady for the timely intervention.
Kuti baba vakubuda tumazotigirawo nemadomasi vakuda kuuya saka maregerere kuuya nawo ukangona vauya vachizunza maoko vakati manheru wakutoti nendavaye havana kuuya nemadomasi chichaitika amai havashandisi maoko avo.
Mrs. Naomi Chimanikire, Chief Seke's wife, bemoaned the rise of divorce cases even among the elderly.
Vakaunganidza madzimai vatingati kokokore zvekunetsa vakabuda kadiki vakati mai mama vatsuri idzo chembere dzenyu dzine kufanira vari kutitora isusu vakomana vedu kuti tizonyewana chokwadi chekufungana akatosimuka akatotaura akati asvika pakadaro kuda kuti tinge tanyadzisa.
In a quest to search for solutions to problems that are tearing families apart and exposing children to numerous social vices, Amai implored women to pour their hearts out. The women openly admitted to have resorted to revenge cheating owing to various marital challenges.
Ndakaroorwa nekuda kwekuti ndandiri nherera was 16 years pandakaroorwa murume wangu akabva advantage yezviri izvozvo pamusoro pezvaakari muhombe kwandiri akandi abuse mama zvokuti ndairohwa 24/7 aisaiti yangu haitonyatsoona izvezvi pamusaka pekurohwa nemurume ndakazomusiya murume wemama after 12 years tagara tese ndakazvara vana 2 chete mukomana nemusikana so far ndane 14 years ndiri single lady asi chinhu 1 chandakazodzidza mama varume chaivo vanoti abuse in and out asi izvezvi zvaane chidokwadokwa chekuti ngatidzokerane but ndakamuona mama azitye ini ndichiri brief.
Men also voiced their concerns during their separate session.
Madzimai vari kuita muchiwa wokutarisa upfumi hwepanexitro wokanganwa kuti vakawirirana parudo.
During the combined session, Amai Mnangagwa highlighted what the program entails, underscoring the need for couples to love and respect each other.
Chirongwa chandanchifamba nacho chakanangana nemhuri asi mhuri yacho baba naamai vari vaviri. Zvabva kupiko? Zvabva ku National Gender Toll Free 575. Vana vachifona vachita mai taita nhanga gota nemi takunzwisisai. Zvatinogona isusu takunochinja. Nyaya dzemadrugs matitsiura. Asi zvimwe zvezvimwe muri kukanganwa vabereki vedu ndo vari kutanga nazvo. Wekuti tizopindana nenyaya dzakadai zviri kubva kumba nekushungurudzana kuri kuita baba naamai. Saka isu tinge takutsvaka kokunozororera kana kokufurwa nemhepo. Saka namakazoona ndikafamba maprovinsi ese ndichitaura navabereki baba naamai kuti vana vari kuchema. Iyo zvino yanyaya dzemadrugs nyika yose kanetseka nevana vari kubva mumba medu. Kweimi baba naamai muri kumbogara seiko pauviri hwenyu? Vana varimo.
The mother of the nation also spoke candidly against drug and alcohol abuse among men, while rallying women to shun revenge cheating, but to live in a dignified manner and to dress decently.
Samai chengetedza hunhu hwako. Hongu ungati uri kukaurisa uyu, asi chimiro chabva kunyanya ndechako amai. Wabvisa tese madzimai ose chimiro. Vana mai nhasi vachema. Zvinodhaka vana baba ndozvomotora. Regai nditaure ndichiti vana vangu vakomana madrugs ane paanosvika ari kuuraya ari kukuvadza zvakanyanyisa. Imi vasikana vamwe vakafirwa umu handiti chiregai kunoparadza imba yeMwari. Chimirai ipapo Mwari wenyu anokuchengetai muchichengeta mhuri yenyu.
Evangelist Nelly Gwatidzo attributed marital problems to various reasons, imploring both men and women to contribute towards building harmonious homes. Men were given a platform to air out their grievances and providing possible solutions.
Room yekutanga inita se remand, yekunorara yakuita se court, kungopinda chete, taura nyaya yako musi wakati chi, ndama yavo.
Panodawo kuti mai wange wakashambidzika waine communication skills. Dzekuziva kuti baba vanotambirwa nenzira chaiyo.
Women were also afforded the same platform.
Ndoda kuti ndikutaurai mama chinhu chinorwadza mukati mekurarama. Kuti ndinenge tina varume vedu vanhu vatina vavo. Asi akanzi nhasi atsikwa musoro uyu afa. Handikwanisi kuma-identify murume wangu ndokuti hapana chandoziva paari. Nekuti nguva zhinji mama, ini ndoda kutaura zvipo zvepakati handinonzwa nezvepakati pemwoyo. Zvinenge zviri zvemurima, zvekuti hauzive kuti mwoyo wako akamira sei. Anotokuudza kuti amai mwana, zvamurizvi, panouya kubasa kwedu, mvura yanogeza ndinomwa. Unonzwa sei uchiudzwa kudaro ndakamira kudai so. Asi chandinokutaurirai varume, kuti vasikana vari kutaura, ini handinambobvira ndatora rekeni, ndakaramba ndakamira. Regai vanin'ina vangu navakoma vangu vari kutotora rekeni, gadzirisai hunhu hwenyu.
Ndofunga murume aenda kubhawa. Nguva yekutanga zvakanga zviri right. Ndokutanga kumwa doro achivata kubhawa. Ndokutanga kuchipinda mumagirlfriends. Vachita zvemagirlfriends. Andaibvunza mari kumba yakanga isauya mai. Ndobva ndafunga zano, ndatanga kubika madonanzi angu ndichitengesa. Upenyu hwakaendeka. Andaibvunza zvemagirlfriends. Chakazondirwadza amai. Ndechekuti rimwe papera 3 months. Murume akauya namarwei mumba. Kwakuvata mudining. Kutora mattress yaindarara mubedroom amai. Kuvata namarwei mudining. Amai zvinhu zvakandishungurudza. Kusvika kuti ndikafunga zvinohwa kutonzwa ndauchema. Ndakasvika pakustroke amai neBP. Ndakagara amai 3 years ichirarama upenyu ihwohwo amai. Indiri mwana akakurira kwamarange, akakura achirerwa nehunhu. Asi pa3 years amai, ndakazoramba ndine rekeni yangu yakandibata panext door. Vana vachiona kurarama uyewo mukoza upenyu hwedu, musikirwo watakaitwa amai zvinhu zvakaoma. Varume mazano vawanda nungo baba, havachada kushanda varume ava. Vakuna zvinhu zvakapfava kunge honye mama. Takanzwa kuti mubhaibheri varume ndivo vanoshanda vachengeta vakadzi vavo. Asi vakuda kuti tishande tichengeta ivo. Saka indozotadza sei kurara ndakapfeka gauni yangu nekuti ndaneteka mama. Ndamukamba kusendana nehodha naforo kuro ndadzoka ndasuka muriwo, ndasamba vegetable patable ndapedza. Ndarara 10 kilogeza zvesaumba, onditi usiku huya futi. Ndosaka nhasi tauya kuzotaura nemi kuti varume ava ibvo vabata ivo kuvati zhinja iko kuti pfungwa dzavo dzimodzoka pachinyakare paya vashandire mhuri yavo tiwane kurarama.
Ndakazowana munyaradzi achibva auya ndikati rekeni ndaanayo for now. Mama, varume vedu kuti I love you chaiko kunomitsa stress. Rekeni yandakangobata ndikafunga kuti ndakuiregedzera kudai kuti hi beautiful, how are you sweet.
Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Harare Metropolitan Province, Senator Charles Tawenga, expressed gratitude to Dr. Mnangagwa for the program meant to build healthy homes. In his vote of thanks, Chief Seke paid glowing tribute to the First Lady for her well-thought-out initiatives.
Nenyaya yekuti dzimba dzakuparara, mazwi enyu anotidzidzisa zuva nezuva ari kutibatsira kuyananisa vana ivava.
The mothers of the nation donated tons of rice to the communities. Colette Msanyera, ZBC News, Chitungwiza.
A lot of exceptional lessons are learned from that report. While from one life-changing program to another, the upgrading of road infrastructure facilitated under the Emergency Road Rehabilitation Program has unlocked a gateway of opportunities for business, including smallholder farmers, through easy access to markets.
The successful implementation of the Emergency Road Rehabilitation Program, ERRP, a government response measure to improve efficiency, has provided a conduit to stimulate trade and access to markets. At a large scale, the first lift of the Harare-Beit Bridge Highway has enhanced intra-Africa trade and commerce by improving efficiency. The benefits have also trickled down to local business, such as the transport sector and smallholder farmers. Obit Mukuyu is a smallholder farmer based in the concession area of Mashonaland Central Province, who has a positive story to tell about the improved road network.
Kuti tironyore pakuti tinenge tichida kudirivharawo mbeu dzedu nekunotorawo mainputs achiuya mumafarms. Saka road dzedu dzanga dzakatishatei, but pari zvinezvi tafara nechirongwa icho chichaitwa nehurumende.
The first lift is also playing a crucial role in connecting rural communities to essential services such as healthcare, education, and markets. The overall objective is to strengthen resilience within communities while also improving economic activity. Percy Gienda looks ahead with optimism as he targets to boost his agricultural productivity.
Tainonoka kusvika kwataida kuenda kunotengesa zvinhu zvedu zvatinenge tarima kumafarms kwatinenge tiri. Saka nekugadzirwa kwaita road zvakanaka takwanisa kufamba nekukasika.
The Second Republic has prioritized road infrastructure development as a key enabler to achieving Vision 2030. According to experts, infrastructure development plays a critical role in poverty alleviation by providing access to essential services. Theophilus Chuma, ZBC News.
Was that story? This 34-year-old woman from Wulayo's Cowdray Park suburb has been arrested after allegedly killing her 2 children and husband using a metal digger following a domestic dispute today.
Happiness Chibangu, aged 34, is alleged to have fatally stabbed her 35-year-old husband, Edwin Chibangu, and their 2 young children, 4-year-old Promise and Prudence, who was only 7 months old. News of the tragedy spread quickly in Cowdray Park, where neighbors gathered outside the house, their faces ashed with grief and confusion as they struggled to come to terms with the horrific incident.
Anything but bamangele ekuseni nje umama lo sewilele lehlobo sokuvula lapha enyango sebaje ukuthi ubulele indoda lomntwana.
Zvinorwadza zvokuti tati tichizvinzwa kuti kamanya tichiuya, in fact ndatoona mota yemapurisa ichiuya kuno ndikatongoti maybe pane munhu atoitawo zvake mhosva, but ndichizonzwa nyaya yakadai inorwadza.
Latisirosizo umama kade simazi sibazi bonke labantu bakhe lomkakhe behabantu kade sibabona belothando. Amaya couples kade bethandana.
Yazi sinje vele shocked ngoba indawo yethu indawo yokuthula nje nalesihlezi kiyo inale yama 24, so siyamangala nxa sesizwa izehlakalo lesingaka esigabeni.
What is even more disturbing is that neighbors revealed the accused was a respectable and deeply religious young woman devoted to her family.
Mina ngathi wabona ama facilities ngihlala eCowdray Park. Hayi, abantu they used to go together, era problem nje sasibahawukela. Yeah, abantu ngasho ngufamba zakamushe basina problem ashama church goers.
Bechumayela usonta iJehovah's Witness, so besithi uthi evuka ekuseni elungiselela umntwana emhambise esikolo sehamba esesiyenza izinkonzo zakhe.
The Zimbabwe Republic Police confirmed the gruesome incident.
The accused person's mother received a phone call from one of her church members who reside in the same neighborhood that her daughter, which is the accused person, has come to his place of residence, informing her that she had killed her family. A police report was made. Upon arrival at the scene, the police found the now deceased Edwin Chibangu lying on the bed and had a deep cut injury on the right ear, on the neck, and on the right cheek. Promise Chibangu, 4-year-old boy, lying on top of the mattress and had a deep cut injury on the back shoulder and several cuts on the right side of the head. And Prudence Chibangu lying on top of the bed on the left side of his father, the now deceased Edwin Chibangu, and she had a deep cut on the right side of the head and right cheek, and they were all dead. A metal digger, which was used to commit the murder, was recovered near the door with blood stains.
Police are still conducting investigations. Hiland Moy, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
Well, it is said that some domestic disputes end this way. Well, these and more stories are available on our website at www.zbcnews.co.zw.
Yes, you can also follow live coverage of what will be taking place tomorrow at the SADC Troika, that one which is looking particularly at what is taking place in Eastern DRC on our X handle, that is ZBC News Online. We're also on Instagram, ZBC News Online, and you can follow live proceedings also on YouTube. That's ZBC News Online.
And here are stories still to come in this bulletin. To generate at least 20 million United States dollars worth of business at the Fruit Logistica in Germany.
We also look ahead to the Davis Cup tie tomorrow, but a big blow for Zimbabwe. Top seed Benjamin Locke pulls out of Davis Cup tie against Morocco. We'll be finding out more later on. Well, be sure to join us for that and a whole lot more when we come back after the break.
Stroke of genius! Introduce the stroke of genius. Oh, Zimbabwe yakuzosumuka manje. Stroke of genius and rukureva chera. President E.D. Mnangagwa vari kupa mabankable, registrable and transferable title deeds na every farmer akapuwa munda pa land reform program. Takanga takapuwa minda asi takanga tisina simba rekupinda mumabhengi semama business kuti tipewo maloni akachipa tatakuwara nezvimbazo man. Zvino ne stroke of genius yekupuwa matitle deeds tumupinduka mubhengi sevamwe tutupuwa maloni takutodevelopa mafamu.
Saka kuduza kuti land ese yatone value.
Ende ukapuwa title deed iroro chera. Mundu wako uchatoreki yatova nhaka yevazukuru nevazukuru. Ndo zvinoda fama manje izvozvo. Security of tenure.
Iwe pandiri panapa ndakutokwanisa kutopa vana nhaka kuti chidimu chako ichi chemunda chidimu chako ichi.
Exactly.
Zvichifambiswa sei?
President E.D. Mnangagwa igenius manje. Vakabva vati kuti zvinyatsofamba negwara rakatwasanuka zviri transparent. Ndobva vagadza inonzi Land Tenure Implementation Committee iri kushanda nemapazi ehurumende.
Alright. But you unozviziva iwo kuti kune land barons akazara ukanopamba minda dzevanhu.
Dai vatoregera zvavo. Ndiwo kopo usiri kudiwa na President Mnangagwa iroro. Ndio saka Land Tenure Implementation Committee yakati ngatishandisei ma-ID numbers, number dzepachitupa kuti munhu haakwanisi kuva nemafamu maviri. Plus Land Tenure iyi committee haisi kupa minda patsvayo. Iri kutwasanudza pakupiwa kwema-title deeds.
Alright. Iwe saka zvichireva kuti taatoprotected kasei mavarimi.
Exactly much.
Unoziva
kuti une stroke of genius here. President E.D. apa vasikira vana veZimbabwe upfumi.
Crafted with the finest flavors, Cartwright's Wasabi Mix brings a hearty taste to every meal. Made for moments shared, for smiles around the table, and for the days when only a comforting bowl will do. Perfect for every meal, every time. Cartwright's Wasabi Mix. Every meal done right.
Charis Bible College enrollment is now open. For an experience of what Charis is all about, join us at our 2025 Open Days. At Charis Bible College, we teach the simple, liberating gospel of Jesus Christ. No middlemen, just you and a personal relationship with Jesus. Join us this Friday, January the 31st from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and Saturday, February the 1st from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Zimbabwe College of Music, Civic Center, Rotten Row, Harare. Experience the heart of Charis through uplifting worship, powerful prayer ministry, and the life-changing Word of God. Don't miss this opportunity. See you there with friends and family.
RNA level graduates, applications are invited for the following diplomas offered by Trust Academy, an associate affiliate of Midland State University: Applied Marketing with Business Administration, Accounting, Entrepreneurship, Management Information Systems, Telecommunications, Networking and PC Engineering, Bachelor of Commerce Honours Degree in Information Systems. For more information, call us on 0712 212 176 or send a message on our WhatsApp number 0775 690 007. Completion of these diploma programs, you can proceed to do a degree with Middlesex University or any university of your choice. And for more information, you can visit our campuses. In Harare, we are at number 40 Livingston Avenue between 4th and 5th Street. In Bulawayo, we are at number 52 4th Street between 30th and 4th Avenue. Trust Academy, a training for excellence.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. We give you another sorrowful story where a playtime ended tragically for an 11-year-old boy from Adelaide Park in Harare after he drowned in a water-filled open pit which was left unattended.
In a case of gross negligence allegedly caused by a local stone quarry company, a family from Harare's Adelaide Park is in mourning after the tragic loss of their 11-year-old son, Tanaka Makosa, who drowned in a disused pit this Sunday. The deceased was in the company of his friend when he slipped inside the water-filled pit.
Takati Tanaka, ndiperekedza oma 600, amba ndiperekedza. Saka takudzoka. Ndopanika ndatanaka hande kumba mbatimira ndotesta pauti pakadzika ndopakamva atsika mbatsvedza inini ndakutoenda ndopakamva nditi weredha
ndiani
ini vanowanzo nditi weredha pandikachoka ndikaona angodai so fesi ndakusaiona
kanipo ndakatopinda ndiko kumvura yangu iriko ndichitofamba kudai ndichifamba saka pana ndakatosvika pagomba nditi kudzika pasi gomba rakadziwa ndanyura kuti azodzanga kusima ndirimo momo saka mwana ndakazomuonera apa pakati apa ndazochimupusha kana kubuda kupi
mukoma wake waanoteedzera akauya achimhanya akasvika kuti mama Tanaka anyura ndakatomira papota ndakangobuda ndichimhanya nditi anyura kupi Tanaka but amhanya ku24 hour tasvika ku24 hour chiremba achibva auya pamota paatarisa mwana achibva adzokera basi yamasisters ake 2 ari pamota ndakazongoshedzwawo kuti chi ngavauye kunoku saka ndakatopinda ndichitofunga kuti kudanda kutoratidzwa chi kuti mwana wenyu haauya arapari right ndichipinda imo doctor ndopakanditi tine urombo.
Adelaide Park residents have raised concern over the open pits dotted across the area.
Kana vachichera makomba vachisiya paside peroad, it means kuti havana any care nevanhu vemucommunity munomu.
At least wakati wese vane marabos avo uyai muise chinye makomba ovharwa because yatova njodzi ende hakusi kutanga pane mwana akatombopotsa futi awira imomo.
Vanopfuura nemota dzavo vachimhanya zvekuti tinotovhunduka kuti ko vanhu ava vazive here kuti muno mune vana.
Andichitaura nemutwini wachona ari kufungidzwa kuti Tanaka achadzoka. Anga achitobvunzwa naimbuya kuti Tanaka achadzoka rini zvaakangoenda nokuti zvakaitika mwana uyu hasipo.
Gumtree Mine, which runs the stone quarry company, gave a technical excuse for the open pits.
Mvura yaijenga muroad saka vaizama kuti vakaita zvimapoto izvi mvura yobva yadi yakonera ikoko haichaaffect road. Takamachera 2022 saka 2023-24 haana kunge akonzeresa njodzi zvaakonzeresa njodzi tava kutomavhara ese.
Apart from damaging the environment, disused pits left unsecured continue to claim lives, hence the call for a permanent solution to prevent similar tragedies. Festus Mkongorutse, ZBC News, Harare.
Oh, that's just sad. Very sad. Right, let's cross to Arthur Evans. He is live at our Montrose studios with more news. Arthur.
Butler, truly a sad story that you've just covered. But in positive news, on our online platforms, we might be seen in Uganda pretty soon. And that's because Ugandan Americanist and influencer Emmanuel Acott is even more determined to mark a destination Zimbabwe after being impressed by the majestic Victoria Falls. Now, the 11-year-old influencer was in Zimbabwe's tourism capital this Thursday.
The visit by the 11-year-old Ugandan, Mr. Emmanuel Acott, comes at a time when Victoria Falls is blooming again, when the water on the Zambezi River is rising again.
Accompanied by Deputy Minister
Minister of Tourism and Hospitality Industry, Honorable Tongai Mnangagwa, and his mentor, Mr. Isaac Kamulegea, Akot was at loss of words after a first-hand experience at the majestic Victoria Falls.
And this was a dream that is coming true. And it has 16 viewpoints where you can see the main falls. And I don't know what to say. I feel so happy. I wish my home people could see this here. Actually, I can't tell them anything than to visit Victoria Falls.
Actually, I thought Nile was the best in this, but Victoria Falls are doing it greater.
Government is on a drive to promote Destination Zimbabwe through influencers like ACOT, while the African Youth Congress pledged to bring more youngsters to the country.
As the newly elected chairperson for Africa Youth Congress, I will take the opportunity to invite young persons from across the continent, targeting mainly students and those that are carrying out their researches so that they and have first-hand information. They must come and see, they must hear for themselves when they are in Zimbabwe, so that we come up with a positive trajectory.
We've been following him as a ministry, and we realized he speaks a lot about Zimbabwe. So we decided to bring him in so that he becomes one of the tourism ambassadors for the country, who can market Zimbabwe across the continent, across the world.
During his visit, Akot was also inspired by Zimbabwe's land reform program and President Emmerson Mnangagwa. He was also at the new Parliament building, Museum of African Liberation, Kwadzana One High School, Triangle Milling Plant, Chiredzi Sugarcane Farms, President Mnangagwa's Precab Farm, and Great Zimbabwe. With the revelations that tourist arrivals in 2024 increased by 83%, a testament that everyone else is now clamoring to visit Victoria Falls, and all other efforts to market the country are bearing fruits. ZBC News, Victoria Falls.
I hope you visited another Zimbabwean phenomenon called the main news. As we continue, government is mobilizing pesticides and other resources to fight the fall armyworm, which has affected some parts of the country during the summer cropping season. Our Matabeleland North Bureau Chief Mhlomulo Ncube filed the following report.
Incessant rains have come as a blessing to the nation, with farmers optimistic of a good harvest, but the fall outbreak is threatening this year's crop, with Matabeleland North sending a distress call.
Manga isitokubhora yatipedza zimanga izumuliwa zimanga zubhuta pasi so ntiwakora timza kufafaza nokuti azose sitokubhora tikumuliya
asi iproblem itashangana nayo tashangana nobukukutu boruvungwa bumubhata mafunda mubatwa nozumanga azumubatwa.
There is consensus among different stakeholders in agriculture that the notorious pest must be tackled, with government leading the way in mobilizing chemicals and equipment to fight the menace.
There's been an outbreak of fall armyworm together with African armyworm. So we're encouraging our farmers to continue to scout their crops, especially cereals, for this devastating pest. And also they needed to distinguish between the two armyworms, the fall armyworm and the African armyworm, and also constantly contact their local extension officer for how best they can minimize damage to their crop.
Mushonga uri konyoya uya unonzi fall armyworm ngati tinenge chikurudzira kuti ngatiise mushonga yawo zvakare uyezve tosakura munda wedu.
The destructive pest can cause extensive crop losses of up to 73% depending on existing conditions. It is also difficult to control with a single type of pesticide, especially when it has reached the advanced larval development stage. Mhlomulo Ncube, ZBC News, Hwange.
We keep our attention on the ground, this time in terms of mining. Government is determined to ensure small-scale miners operate within the confines of the law to promote sustainable mining.
Matabeleland South Province held a stakeholder meeting in Madowo District this Wednesday as government strives to unlock the mining sector's potential to spearhead the attainment of Vision 2030.
We are saying that when any miner wants to engage in mining within South Africa, they have to first get consent from the Parks Authority.
We encourage all those people who are getting the license to do mining in Matopo Roads Estate to abide by the environmental and conservation laws so that together we can protect our environment.
We really need to balance the three factors, the three pillars that we consider. One, the economic factor, where if mining has to take place, it has to also be It has to be environmentally friendly and it has to be socially acceptable. All of us should actually say, yes, we accept, we want this to be there.
The government is determined to ensure the success of the mining industry by encouraging potential investors to partner small-scale miners.
Whilst we are looking for investors to come and partner with our small-scale miners so that we develop underground mining. That is essential. We develop proper mining systems in this reserve area. We need proper infrastructure for them to be operating here. There will be shareholders in that particular mine. At the same time, they can be employed as workers. This is what we did when we were trying to indigenize our economy. And I think it will work for us as Matebele South.
The reopening of closed mines and the establishment of new ones under the Second Republic has created employment for over 38,000 Zimbabweans. All in all, the small-scale mining sector has provided opportunities for 500,000 people, setting the country on a perfect pedestal to attain economic growth and an upper middle-income society by 2030.
Well, do stay with us. We'll be moving from mining to extract more stories for you after this break from our Pocket Hill studios. My name is Arthur. Stay with us.
The Zimbabwe Tourism Authority is calling all operators of tourist facilities who have not registered or those with expired licenses and certificates to come forward and register their facilities in compliance with the provisions of Section 36 of the Tourism Act, Chapter 14, 20 of 1996 by 15 February 2025. According to Statutory Instrument Number 106 of 1996, categories of the tourist facilities that must be registered with the Zimbabwe Tourism Authority include but are not limited to conference organizers, restaurants, whether in hotel or otherwise, fast food restaurants, vehicle, bicycle, boat, bus hire, curio shops, tour operators, hunting operators, tour guides, non-hotel conference facilities and venues, travel agents including those online, accommodation including hotels, lodges, guest houses, camps and campsites, bed and breakfast accommodation, Airbnb accommodation, visitor attractions including game parks, farms, art galleries, visitor activities including golf, horse riding, bungee jumping, wedding venues, picnic or braai sports, open air function venues. All facilities that register or renew their licenses and certificates on or before the 15th of February 2025 will have no penalties charged. From the 1st of March 2025, the Zimbabwe Tourism Authority, in conjunction with law enforcement agents, will be deployed to bring all unregistered facilities to book. For further information and assistance, please do not hesitate to contact us at the Zimbabwe Tourism Authority offices that are located across the country. Travel and experience Zimbabwe. Zimbo.
Everybody needs a little time away. I heard her say from each other. After all that we've been through, I will make it up to you. I promise to.
The Big Brother Mzansi house is giving spice. It's giving umlilo. So find some shade, because the housemates have entered the chat and they will tell what they must for the 2 meter. It's all about keeping it cool, even when they are seeing flames. Asbanye.
Big Brother Mzansi Season 5 starts Sunday, 12th January at 6 p.m. only on the home of local. Big Brother Mzansi, proudly sponsored by Lotto Star.
let's look at business news. Zimbabwe is targeting to generate at least 20 million United States dollars worth of business during the Global Cultural Fair Fruit Logistica, which gets underway next week in Berlin, Germany.
National Trade and Promotion Agent Zimtrade is strengthening its export offensive for local horticultural products on the global market as it leads 30 firms to Berlin, Germany for this year's premier horticultural exhibition, Fruit Logistica.
As Zimtrade, we are facilitating the participation of 10 Zimbabwean companies at Fruit Logistica 2025, which is running from 5 to 7 February. And in addition to that, we have about 20 more companies that are also participating in this trade fair as visitors, where they would be engaged in B2B meetings in terms of engaging their existing and potential buyers of their products. We will be exhibiting quite a wide range of products, which include manchu peas, sugar snapes, citrus, blueberries, strawberries, and other products that we are producing.
Director Operations, Mr. Similonkala, disclosed that Zimbabwe is benefiting immensely from participating at the Fruit Logistica.
For our participation at this trade fair, in terms of business generated in 2024, it was about 17 million US dollars. And our expectations for 2025 is that we are looking forward in terms of generating business that is plus minus 20 million US dollars. I think the key focus for our participation at this trade fair, besides issues to do with fresh produce, we're also looking to also learn in terms of the current innovations that are related to this industry.
The Fruit Logistica is a platform for business executives to create viable synergies that can be translated into tangible business ventures. New technologies for harvesting and preserving fresh produce will also be on exhibition. Zimbabwe is targeting to leverage on the platform to push blueberries, one of the popular horticultural products in Europe. Bruce Chawanda, ZBC News, Harare.
And that's our look at business news. Taking us to a break. When we return, we give you sport.
Yes guys, nasi ndafunga kwenda kumusha. Ndimbo spend time na family rangu. Damu ndapenda mu chicken buzz. Munoizere chicken buzz. Chicken buzz.
Ngoma joroga uya jewe. Kwa hiyo wakavai Johnny, ango neze Jojed. Bade basina grocery.
Joro mashops. Aizo vya sabana chaizo kana Johnny nungo ziri babe ungazinze ngorone grocery babe.
Anga ngo zara manene.
Kuna chini kuzo.
Ndavo ndaona blaz mubazi. Notaurisa munhu uyu.
Indonzi Lee.
Tats.
Yoruboko.
Australia.
Alright. Kana tuwezi mshwana tunana kutengesa unozunguta ngamisha 1 2.
Say.
Detato ama udesa.
Okay, bro.
Okay.
Alright. Do bas.
Why is G cat?
Tats.
Oh,
tats. Guys, ndaona munhu achitengesa chibage. And I've been at chibage maybe 10 years. Dikati. Imari chibage. $4 Murotora iko ken? Alright.
0773 426 300.
Alright. Yaita here.
Yaita, thank you.
Guys, chiri kunuirira. Ndazoshika kumusha manje.
Joy after joy.
Have you heard about Marechera?
Hanziko.
But he says keeper. They say he has this glow about him now. He doesn't walk. He glides.
I hate he has got people who iron his money.
But have you heard that when he coughs, money just comes out of the blue? Out of the orange.
Hey yo.
Marechera.
Says Keeper, Zvakuendeka. Introducing the new Mukuru wallet.
Feeling overwhelmed, anxious, or struggling with difficult emotions? Do you feel like giving up? No matter what you are going through, you don't have to carry that burden alone. The Ministry of Health and Childcare together with its partners, brings you the Parirenyatwa Psychological Support Center to help you. Call our toll-free hotline 2024, where trained professionals are available to needs without judgment. Your mental health is important, and we are committed to helping you navigate life's challenges with the support you deserve. Take the first step towards feeling better. Call 2024 today. Remember, you are not alone. Together, we can find a way forward. You deserve support in your journey to healing.
Get your business ready for the festive season with ZBC. Join us for the ZBC Mega Festive Business Promotion running from the 1st of November of 2024 all the way to January 31 of 2025. Enjoy an incredible cash discount of over 50% across all ZBC platforms. This is your opportunity to make your business shine. So celebrate with ZBC and watch your business thrive by simply booking your spot right 0719 593 532 or precious on 0719 593 510 or email tandeka.mubi@zbc.co.zw. Terms and conditions apply.
Step up with DSTV and we'll show up by giving you more incredible entertainment.
Trying to have a little fun.
Upgrade your subscription between the 13th of January and the 31st of March and get an even higher package for a whole month on us.
To the back of the net!
There's nothing better than putting a little bit in but getting a lot out.
This is the time to take risks.
Incredible!
I've heard good things about you. Don't let me down.
Step up and we'll show up on your home of entertainment, DSTV.
Welcome back. Let's now take a look at sport. Zimbabwe's Davis Cup ambitions have been dealt a major blow after the country's top seed Benjamin Locke pulled out of the Morocco tie due to injury.
Zimbabwe take on Morocco in a World Group 2 playoff set for Red Sports Club beginning this Friday. The winner of the tie will stay in the World Group 2, while the loser will be demoted to the Africa Zone Group 3. Zimbabwe have been struggling to nail a place in Group 2. Their chances of upstaging Morocco have been dealt a heavy blow after the country's top seed Benjamin Locke pulled out due to an injury. His teammates are, however, putting on a brave face ahead of the tough encounter.
We've come together as a team and dealing with the adversity, and Ethan and Ronan have been working really hard on the practice court. Benji's taken a different role this week, but he's been incredible, and we're excited. We're playing at home. I think obviously on paper we're underdogs, but I've been playing the tour, and I think I can put my skills tomorrow.
The visitors are ready to make the most of their host setback.
I believe on my players, and we prepare well, this competition, and also, you have the number one player, also Benjamin. Like I said, he's injured, so we're going to be focused, on our matches.
Zimbabwe are seeking to regain the esteemed status of years gone by when the country used to compete in the elite world group of tennis. Lawrence Susera, ZBC News, Harare.
Elsewhere, United States-born forward Ruimbo Mucherera and Australia-based forward Yolanda Kanyai have been included in the Mighty Warriors squad for the Women's Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers against Angola next month.
The squad boasts of a mix of local, regional and overseas-based players. 28-year-old Mucherera has been playing professional football since 2020 and boasts of European Champions League experience, which he attained while turning out for Lithuanian champions Gindra Universitates. Your current club Maccabi Hadera WFC is third in the Israeli Women's Premier League. Another forward, Yolanda Kanyai, a former Veinona High School student who moved to Australia to further her studies, plays for Darwin Olympic Sporting Club, which competes in the Northern Premier League, one of the three top-tier state-level soccer competition in the Northern Territory of Australia. Captain Immaculate Musipa is another foreign-based player in the team, plying a trade at Israeli side Ramat Hasharon WFC and Danai Bobo who turns out for Tanzania's Young Africans. Black Rhinos Queens dominate this squad with 6 players, while Chapungu Queens and Tirentos Queens have a significant number of players in the 29 women's squad. Tirentos Queens goalkeeper Lindiwe Magwede makes a comeback to the team after being overlooked for the COSAFA tournament last November. The Mighty Warriors will face Angola in back-to-back matches set for the 17th and the 26th of February, and a win will propel them to the second round, where they will meet the winner of the Malawi versus Congo tie. The ultimate goal is to secure one of the 12 spots available at the Women Africa Cup of Nations, scheduled to take place in Morocco.
Athletes from Mashonaland Central are confident of clinching more regional and national accolades this year after embarking on thorough preparations.
The athletic season is underway with young athletes from various districts and schools confident of their chances at national events.
Lumanya 400 ni 200. Tanch camp, trim camp, tanch zergawanda, discipline, saka shutibatsira, shiptudara. Entine shure kupinda msimu team.
Ndisha ndongoshuvirawo kuti pandoenda kuma nationals for this season 2025. I will retain some good medals.
Ndomanya 100 meters ne 200 meters. Ndimanyira pama Paralympics. Chikuita kuti ndifare ma sports. Vazhinji vari kupiwa ma scholarship. Seni ndakapiwa scholarship ndaitsa pachimanikiri ndakuenda ku St. Francis.
Taflo Athletics Club convened a camp for athletes at a time the province is gearing to host the Nash 2025 Games.
We're preparing for 2025 NAF and Nash, and also we are preparing for Region 5. In these athletes, Tinema athletes are kumirira Zimbabwe Taflo Athletics Club kuma juniors. So I'm promising kuti ma athletes are kuya ni ma medals through kubva ku national kusvika kuma region. We've got more than 10 from these athletes. We have been preparing for these competitions.
Olympian Tapiwa Makarao, who trained with the club, has become a source of inspiration to the youngsters who believe with hard work they can also reach the lofty heights which the national 200-meter sprinter has reached. Tapiwa Machemedze, ZBC News, Pindura.
And that report there from Tapiwa Machemedze, rounding off our look at sport. News also filtering in the second public Zimbabwe is open for business mantra is bearing fruit in the Midlands province, with a number of signature projects now operational and several others nearing completion. Let's get this from our Midlands Provincial Bureau Chief, Tafara Chikumira.
Kwekwe is on a transformational journey, with almost every corner of the city experiencing infrastructure development as investors embrace Zimbabwe's developmental trajectory. The Minister of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, led by Minister Dr. Jenfan Mswere, descended on the Midlands province as part of the provincial tours of signature projects across the country, where it emerged the expansion project at the Grain Marketing Board in Kwekwe is nearing completion.
The whole project right now is at 85% completion. Out of the 7 silos, 4 silos are complete. We had a challenge of bulk storage. Most of our farmers were transporting their grain to as far as Chegutu at a cost of around $600 per 30 metric ton truck. And this has come as a welcome move.
Tikuzvitenda, tikufara nazvo zvikuru, zvichatipa shungu dzokuti tirime zvirimwa zvakawanda tichizati kuti tave nepekuchengetera zvirimwa zvedu.
Dr. Muswere also toured the $10 million United States Zhongjin International Hotel, which is now operational. The hotel, located just outside the city of Kwekwe, has brought hope to Redcliffe and the Kwekwe community at large.
Community, ndaona pano patoa na vashandi, which means pavane employment creation kubva mu local community yedu. Tatoona vana vandosi vapana varumva munzvimbo yedu vava pabasa, which is a good step forward.
Zvinova zvinhu zvinodadisa tichinyanya kutenda Second Republic new dispensation iri kutungamirwa naBaba Dr. Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, chairman weSADC, kuti tichange tiine upfumi hwakanyanya huchange huchiuya mu Midlands.
The team also witnessed progress at the Kwekwe Drug Rehabilitation Center, which is now attending to drug addicts, with the first phase of the project now complete. Government says national development projects are part of the Second Republic's sanctions-busting measures, which are bearing fruit.
Dispensation did not only register growth in terms of the GDP, but also growth and a sustainable acceleration in terms of economic empowerment. The economic empowerment also includes the land tenure, which has now been securitized, in order to ensure that we grow our own food. And as we tour, part of the tour also includes the food security capacitation in terms of the silos that is still underway. And all this great work is towards an upper middle income society by the year 2030. What distinguishes Zimbabwe from other countries is its people. For the current revolution is about intellectual capacity. The revolution that we face, the revolution that we have embarked on, is a revolution in terms of our human capital capacity. In order for us to be able to build an upper middle income society by the year 2030.
Midlands Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Honorable Owenwe, weighed in saying the province is playing its part in contributing to the national developmental trajectory.
The Midlands province in general and Kwekwe district in particular, which hosts Zimbabwe's #1 farmer, His Excellency the President of the Republic, Comrade Dr. Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, is a key agricultural hub in the Midlands province, renowned for its high maize and wheat production. The GMB silos are indeed strategic as they sustain milling industries along the value agricultural chain, both upstream and downstream.
Since the inception of the Second Republic, Zimbabwe has been on a massive transformational trajectory, implementing at least 8,000 projects, including road construction, airports expansion, power plant expansion, and establishment of new industries, among others. The country targets to attain an upper middle income society by 2030. Tafaraj Kumira, ZBC News, Kwekwe.
All that report from Tafaraj Kumira, bringing us to the end of tonight's bulletin. Joyce.
Yes, from all of us, good night and thank you for watching.
Welcome to tonight's edition of State of the Economy. I'm Justin Mahlatla, and tonight I am joined by the Chief Executive Officer of Zimtrade, that's Mr. Alan Majuru, who is also the Zimbabwe Ambassador and Commissioner to Osaka 2025. Welcome, Mr. Majuru.
Thank you, Justin.
The National Trade Development and Promotion Organization of Zimbabwe, Zimtrade, plays a very pivotal role in terms of promoting the country's exports, in terms of facilitating foreign investment and supporting the development of Zimbabwe's trade policies and strategies. And so, Mr. Majuru, to start off, what are some of the key initiatives that Zimtrade is implementing to support export development and promotion in Zimbabwe?
Thank you, Justin. You see, if you look at 2024, a lot of initiatives were done, and I think the whole aspect is for us to diversify our export markets and also to diversify our product range. Last year, I think UAE became one of the first key trading partners for Zimbabwe. I think the data is from January to October. The exports for UAE, I think, went up to around 2.3 billion, followed by South Africa, which is around 2 billion, and then China and Mozambique, and then Zambia being on the fifth. So UAE has come up. But I think the key issue is what are we trading? I think we are doing a lot of work in making sure that we focus on value-added goods and services. Currently, it's mainly minerals and commodities, tobacco, cotton, you name it. But the good thing is we did a lot of initiatives in the region, DRC, Botswana, Malawi, Zambia, Namibia, just to mention a few. So those ones are trying to also help us so that our eggs are not in one basket, but rather we've got a diverse range of activities that we are doing to support those markets. And also we are capacitating our companies for them to be able to penetrate those markets. Market intelligence is quite key for you to penetrate markets. So we've done a lot of market scans in Ethiopia, Nigeria, just to mention a few.
I've seen Lesotho, Canada.
Yes. Yeah, we're now doing trade briefs, I think, with the guidance of our minister. I think that's a new thing that we are now working on, so that we also assist companies to penetrate markets.
Now, penetrating such markets, be they regional or international, means Zimbabwe has to be competitive. How do you rate the competitiveness of Zimbabwean products and services?
So the good thing is the Office of the President and Cabinet has put in a committee that is working on improving the ease of doing business. And for us, our key focus is improving the ease of doing export business, which is quite key for us to be competitive. And I think for us to be competitive, and I think for people to just understand what is competitiveness, it's us, the ability of us exporting a quality good at least cost. So that is what we are just doing to make sure that we penetrate export markets.
Let's look at the initiatives that are in place to capacitate exporters, because you said you capacitate exporters. I've seen programs where you take avocados from producers in Manicaland, and some goods elsewhere. How exactly do you capacitate local producers and manufacturers to access markets outside the country?
So we've got a number of programs that we are running. I think we've got what we call the Eagle's Nest. This is mainly targeted at youth entrepreneurs. We give them an incubation program where they started not knowing anything about exports, and after a year, some of them are export ready, some of them are even exporting. We also have what we call the Next Year Exporter program, targeted at women-led enterprises. And we've seen many success stories, and these are incubation programs. And we've got what we call cluster development programs. I think we've done a number of them, more than 30 in different parts of the country in support of devolution. And I think the current thrust led by our ministry and our minister is we are now putting them into themes. So when we say clusters, I'll give an example. We formed a cluster in Tare, Chimanimani, the epicenter of Cyclone Idai, where there were